Welcome. I'm an economic development and international trade specialist for California. I've worked as an economist specializing in Pacific Rim trade, supporting California industries for over 15 years. My father was a Special Forces officer, Lieutenant Colonel in the United States Green Berets, serving under Robert McNamara. In short, I'm a patriot, and I believe in the honor code. Times are confusing, more than ever. Here, we take a look at global topics as I see them. Welcome to Real World Matters. Greetings and welcome to Real World Matters. I will address the question as to why I have decided to go forward in making this channel. I waited and watched media sources, America, society, humanity, for many years, waiting for matters to evolve and for key points that directly influence the lives of Americans and humanity to be brought forward. I noticed that as information came out from these various sources, primary points of influence were often non-existent or completely overlooked, and core issues being slighted and not engaged. This is clearly apparent as it directly impacts how Americans make decisions. Decisions that are often reflected in how we spend or apply our financial resources, the products we buy, and thus the people, societies, and countries we directly or indirectly support. Thus, in my perspective, things are not improving for the United States. Another reason for me to move forward in creating this channel was that information being distributed, discussions being had, opinions being made and shared were not reflective of my experiences or what I personally perceive. I understand most people are not familiar with economics, global commerce, business development, or the military, nor have they had the fortune to have experience in working for 10 years in Asia, as I have. As a child and teenager, it was impossible for me to envision the value, the perspective that my father, being a Green Beret Special Forces officer, brought to my worldview. These seeds planted by my father didn't flourish until after I started engaging in global matters as a professional. This is when I realized my path, and more specifically, realized that my perception was in fact unique. But that realization also brought forward the fact that the heart of humanity itself was a core value. That is non-negotiable. I remember as a child, I once asked my father, what is the meaning of the United States? And he said, it means U.S., son. Us. All of us. From that point, I was in love. As an international trade specialist for California for 15 years, 10 of those years I spent living in Japan supporting California industries. That experience made me intimately familiar with the forces that are directly influencing not just the United States as a whole and the world, but more importantly, directly affecting you personally and those we love and the quality of life that they are able to enjoy as a result. This also brought forward the more invisible values of these nations that we support. As global issues surfaced in 2020 and media sources presented issues, the points made always seemed to land off center for one reason or another. This gave me the impression also that most sources they're either not looking at the elements of global economics and military, or that they're indeed adhering to a bias or narrative that is to pacify and keep the vast majority of Americans in the dark as to what's actually going on. This channel is not about acquiring likes and fans. I will speak solely for myself and how I see things. My opinion is oftentimes against the grain of what you have seen or witnessed on various platforms. That being said, censorship forces us into a state of lacking in awareness and thus consciousness. People are looking for answers. Lastly, I'm starting this channel to help bring a voice to those that do not have a voice, the resources, or the means. Americans and companies abroad are contending with unethical situations, workers and humanitarian rights infringements cases, legal issues, both of which need direction, resources, and proper shielding. That being said, your presence and support are greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching Real World Matters. Please like and subscribe and share.